Chapter 6. Things were going just as planned. I was managing the biggest enterprise store in the area. I had a company-supplied car. I was making close to $50,000 per year, and I was about to get married. I was well on my way to becoming an area manager and making $100,000. One day, my manager walked into my office, and he began cussing me up and down and inside out. Although this was a normal occurrence, he went a little overboard that day, and I didn't believe that the thing I was being cussed out for was my fault. He was a horrible manager. He didn't know how to teach. He only knew how to holler and cuss. Well, this was the last straw. I couldn't take it anymore. As I sat there eating my lunch that day, I ended up dwelling on it to the point to where I had decided it was time to stand up for myself and give him a piece of my mind. So I did. With tears in my eyes, I called him on the phone. I told him that if he ever cussed me out, ever again, that he would wake up in the hospital. Later that same day, I was sitting in my office and the regional vice president of the region walked through my door, and of course right behind him was my area manager. They teamed up against me, and there was nothing I could say. Nothing I said made any difference. It's like they had already made up their minds that I wasn't working there after today. They told me to pack my stuff and that they would give me a ride to my apartment. The company had supplied my car, and of course they took that back, so I had no method of transportation at that point. I didn't speak at all on the ride to the apartment. I had too many thoughts running through my mind. I had given my heart and soul to that company. I had moved up the ladder in record time. I had made them a lot of money. I did all these positive things, and they just kicked me to the curb as if I was the $5 an hour car washer that had just been found stealing supplies out of the back door. I was completely overwhelmed with grief and disappointment. I didn't cry in front of them, but as soon as I walked into my apartment, the dam bursted open. While I was there feeling sorry for myself, I began thinking about my wedding. It was right around the corner, and I was going to have to look at my soon-to-be father-in-law and tell him that the guy his daughter is about to marry is jobless, homeless, and carless. Eventually, I was able to regain my composure, and I called my fiancée to tell her all the details. We decided that she would head that way to help me load the U-Haul truck and move back to her house. Thankfully, her dad didn't give me too hard of a time about it. He actually seemed to be understanding about it all. I guess he had been humbled when he got caught cheating on his wife, and she had decided to forgive him. Of course, he did make plenty of money, so maybe that had something to do with it. What I do know is that he ended up paying for the U-Haul and the whole wedding, and even our honeymoon to Copper Mountain Ski Resort in Colorado. Copper Mountain was awesome. I had been snow skiing once before, and I absolutely loved it, but it wasn't the Colorado snow. It was actually my idea to go there. About the only thing I remember about the trip is getting a wedding ring thrown at me. The whole reason I had chosen to go skiing on our honeymoon was because I wanted to ski. One day I had decided that even though she wanted us to stay in the condo and spend time together, I had made my mind up that either with her or without her, I was going skiing. I began putting on my ski clothes by the door as she was sitting on the couch watching me in disbelief. Apparently she had gotten to the point of becoming so hurt and angry that she takes off her wedding ring and hurls it across the room as hard as she possibly can in my direction. And with tears in her eyes, she screams at the top of her lungs saying, "I want a divorce!" Wow, that didn't take long, I thought. Our marriage survived that day, though. I decided it best not to go skiing that day.